Hey, Nab here. Is King got Castle saved? Is everyone happy? Is everyone gonna be happy? What's gonna happen? Are all of our concerns answered? We're gonna be seeing in this dev letter by Mr. Croco and AP team right now, the day right after they released that huge long notes. This is a little shorter one, but let's see if it answers my personal, concerns. Let's see. It's freaking huge. Hail Kings, this is Mr. Croco. Hello. Release of yesterday's letter, they kept on discussing about the direction of development. As a result, we decided to keep both old Alliance raid and current new raid starting from new season. This is huge. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. Let's see. Having to play both raids at the same period would cause confusion and exhaustion. Yes. Therefore, the current raid will be held first in the beginning of the next season for 10 days. And after week 2, the old raid will start according to its ordinary schedule. Our long-term plan was to reorganize Tower Trials and put it in the first half of the season so that raid can be held. Okay, that's interesting. However, as we mentioned in the letter, this previous roadmap and its plans will be reorganized. The rework of Tower Trials will be postponed, and each season will proceed in the following form for a while. So for a while, guys, for a while, this new thing, whatever they're doing, is going to be here for the long run. The first half is going to be the individual raid. Okay, this is the current system right now as is, like what you guys are doing right now and how you guys are so confused about. How's everyone so confused about it, right? That is the first half. The second half is the old raid, the OG raid, one boss coordinating. The name of the contents maybe get changed, so it's supposedly the same, right? Tower Trials may stay the same, but we consider adjusting its period and the amount of flags given so that it can be placed in the first half of each season. More details about schedules will be announced in the next season announcement. Again, we apologize for the confusion. Man, this is insane. So if I'm reading this right, they are taking out Tower Trials temporarily as they rework it, right? And instead they are doing this first half, second half individual raid, right? I mean, the issue number one is that they're giving us some of the info, right? But it is part of a bigger announcement that they have yet to announce, right? That's the issue, because we're not really getting all the information. Surprising, I know. So my biggest question is, where does existing Tower Trials fit into all of this, right? Because I mean, in a season, it is 28 days, right? And raid is 10 days, right? So they say second half 10 days, right? So that's 10 days. And then they're doing a first half individual raid 10 days, right? So like you have like 8 days for something, right? So if they don't want overlapping seasons, then I guess the 8 days would be Tower Trials, but Tower Trials is usually not 8 days. So are they going to take out Tower Trials and then they're just gonna have like this period in the middle where it's like nothing's happening? Or what are they doing here? Right? Are they shortening the Tower Trials duration like in the beginning, or are they making existing Tower Trials and individual raid available at the same time? I mean, that's a lot of investment, man. And then the second half is going to be Alliance, right? Who freaking knows, man? There are a lot of questions, but I do want to, let me know in the comments, are you guys happy about this? We decided to keep both old and raid, current, and as long as, I don't really care. Like for me, that doesn't really do too much, because I don't really like raid in the first place. It has a lot of core issues, not just the issues that was present, but I have a lot of like other issues with it that needs to be changed that has never changed. That's the reason why I don't do it. But I mean, like, if you guys are happy with it, as long as people are happy, I'm happy, right? So it is crazy to see that they're keeping both systems in place, and hopefully they can kind of strike this middle ground on what's gonna happen. So I like that they kept both systems. They decided to keep both systems, but the thing is, it's not like integrated, right? So this is like the old raid is old raid, and then new raid is new raid. And the thing is, they're running it back to back, right? So like this whole season, usually if you guys are familiar, in a season you do tower trial season and then raid season. That's how it is. You don't ever do it at the same time because it's too much time investment and it's just very exhausting, right? As I said. So this is never going to be at the same time. But the thing is, if I'm reading this right, an individual raid, the new raid, right, will take place in place of tower trials. And is anyone gonna play that? Oh man, I mean, you could make an argument that you could play it for like currency and stuff, so that's great. But then you have double back-to-back raid, so it's like what? I mean, it's like everything's raid, you know? Like, are you doing towers? Because if they do tower trials with individual raid, that's also going against your whole, you know, very exhaustive in confusion, right? So I don't know, we have to see. I mean, as always, we need more details. But my feelings about the existing raid. Okay, so my review of the raid, I've been playing it for a good bit. So do I like the forming? I have the unpopular opinion that I do like the farming. It is a lot faster. Yes, great. Do I like the flag system? Not really. Do I like the team, the 15 team slot? Heck no, I hate that crap, man. Like, I see no freaking point. And like, I'm just building the same team over and over again for RNG items. I mean, there's no diversifying freaking comps, dude. So that is my feelings on that one. What else? How else do I feel about it? So at the beginning, so the first few days when you go up to diamond, when you build up to diamond boss, the diamond boss is the last boss, by the way. When you build up to diamond boss, it is actually, like, in my opinion, I actually have a lot of fun with it, right? But when you get to diamond boss and you're trying to refine your score, tower trials style, by the way, yes, you definitely feel the tower trials like grind, and you are trying to squeeze out the little amount of points at the end in trying to get a higher score, right? So when you get to diamond boss and you're trying to grind for a higher score, that is when I feel like the current existing raid falls apart. And that is like arguably the most fun aspect about raid. So going up to that point, like building up to that diamond, and then once you get there, it starts to kind of die off, right? Like the journey going to diamond is great. Like the new players, I think it's a great system for new players that goes up, but it needs to change at at the top of the top, right? The diamond level, when you're trying to get competitively points and trying to get higher points, to me, it is not fun, man. It is not fun for me. But going up to it, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. I do like the farming. I have no problem with the farming. I do like that the bosses hit me for a smack ton. Like that's what I always wanted. But in terms of fun and enjoyment competitively, when you reach that like diamond, you can reach it very fast, right? And I mean, once you get to diamond, you're just trying to get the most max. Your next goal after reaching diamond is to get the boss health to get lower, right? And how do you do that? You have to kill more diamond bosses, right? So if you are in an alliance that can't really kill diamond bosses too well, you are stuck with like a couple of days of flags trying to kill diamond bosses yourself. And you know, yeah, it's a little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is my thoughts on the current new raid. But we have the old raid back, and I'm gonna foresee that most people aren't gonna play the new one, the new raid, and they're just gonna be playing the old stuff, because I do agree the old raid is more fun. Now, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, so did this whole the most important thing, did this answer my personal concerns and questions? No, raid problems still exist. My issue with raid still exists. My issues with raid is comp diversity and no long time rewards. It has always been this way, okay? I don't freaking care what system. Give me hero diversity and long-term rewards, permanent rewards, flags, banners. I don't freaking care. Give me an icon, something, okay? If I get number 1 in raid, I should get something. I should get something of permanence, just like tower trials, everything. Like, it has always, these are the core issues of raid, and it has always been, guys. And new raid or old raid system, I don't freaking care. It doesn't solve my problems for me. I mean, yeah, it's more fun, but it doesn't solve my problems. That has always been my problems, and I don't think it's gonna be fixed. I don't think it's gonna be fixed anytime soon, boys. But that is my issues, and that while this will make everyone, like a lot of people, well, I mean, I say a lot of people happy. That is great, but it is not going to be addressing my personal issues with raid. And also, can we address the elephant in the room? We have not heard anything about this purchasable DLC. I'm gonna bother them about it until we hear some clarifications. Like, I mean, people were saying like, oh, it is pay to win, etc. And I think White Choco was like, oh, don't spread misinformation. So like, is this purchasable DLC? Is this a translation error? Like, we need to know, guys. We need to know. Now, don't get me wrong, I am fine with, like, they can monetize it however they freaking want. Okay, I mean, in the best, you know, in the perfect world, this is a free update, right? That is the best thing that they can do, but we can't really ask for that. That is too much to ask, right? So I am suggesting, they can monetize it for real money, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna get it, but I mean, free-to-play players should be able to get this in some way, fashion, form without spending real money. Okay, this whole game is very, as you guys know, if you guys play this game for a while, you guys know this is a very free-to-play friendly game, and it doesn't make sense to throw this into the mix, for example, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be free, right? I mean, I get it, it's a free-to-play friendly game, and they can monetize it for real money, sure. I mean, that's fine. I'm 100% fine with that. Just, there needs to be an alternative option to get this in game. Okay, 2,000 gems, whatever, man. I'll pay 2,000 gems for that, some way, somehow, right? So that is all I ask for. Awesome piece, please. Like, these are my concerns. I mean, does this additional dev letter make me personally happy? I mean, it makes me happy because to see other people happy, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it doesn't really address my personal concerns with raid, and it doesn't really address this. This is huge, man. I mean, everyone's talking about this old raid, you know, mumbo jumbo. I'm over here talking about this. Like, can we talk about this, you know, and how big it is and how crazy, like, it's just, that's just me, man. That's just me. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think about this dev letter. Are you back into the game? Are you gonna start spending? Are you leviathaning out now? Old raid is back. Let's go. Revive those. Start recruiting people, you know. But yeah, anyways, thumbs if you like it, subs if you love it, and I'll see you next one, boys. Later.